Welcome to HumanityWins.net. Please read the important disclaimer on your screen. All of the content provided is for entertainment purposes only. It should not be taken as medical or legal advice. Please contact your doctor or lawyer if you require such advice. Thank you. The show starts right now. Hello, welcome to episode 99 from August the 19th of the year 2022. Today's a Friday. Today's episode is, we're all receiving an important message. Are we listening? It's a question in a way. And I was inspired to do this episode by a channel I'm starting to learn more about, and it's Wonga Wonga, and I include the link on the show notes. He's also a listener of Waking the Future. You see, we're all coming together. Waking the Future, Pat and Joel are becoming like the platform that is bringing people together, and we're all coming together understanding that we're changing, that we're receiving important messages, and we're embracing the changes, we're embracing these messages, okay? So Wonga Wonga made an episode on dreaming. He was explaining some strange dreams he was having. I was not able to reach out to him to ask for permission to actually post the video, but I include the link to his channel on the show notes, and it's the latest video, so you might want to check that out. It's like 10 minutes. We're all a little bit different. Like Pat and Joel, for example, is just two friends talking organically, discussing any subject. I do more like a video cast type of thing that I put images, I put videos from other people I always recognize. This is not my work. I include the link on the show notes as credit. And Wonga Wonga is doing like a podcast, like a video of himself talking, okay? So different styles, different ways, but great messages. You might want to check, of course, I always suggest Waking the Future, and you might want to check Wonga Wonga's work because he's really putting really quality work out there, and everything is coming from the heart. That's the feeling I get. Pat and Joel, they're coming from the heart. This guy from the UK, Wonga Wonga, is coming from the heart. So please embrace these small channels. Maybe we're not into the fear mongering, the vaccine side effects, the war, the people dying, people showing up dead at the beach. That's the recent thing. That's the newest thing. People showing up dead on beaches. No, we're not into that, but we're bringing a different message that, in this world that is, of course, in turmoil, that's pretty obvious. Come on. That this world is pretty eventful right now. There's a way out. There's a way out to really try to be positive about it, to embrace love, and to try to really find a way out. At least personally, I don't know if the whole humanity, but you can start with yourself. If you think about it, who do you really can control? Only yourself, okay? You can go out and make videos and speak and, be whoever. At the end, you are not gonna control anybody but yourself, okay? That's the only sure thing you have, okay? So without further ado, I wanted to present because this video is inspiring the fact that I think Wonga Wonga was having what is called a lucid dream. He was also was receiving messages through dreams. And I've said many times, this is episode 99. And I want to clarify, I want to interject something. I had to split channels on BitChute, okay? So if you're a new subscriber on the BitChute channel, I have my old work, episodes 1 to 91, on humanitywins.net/old, okay? It's very easy. I'm not gonna put it on the show notes. There's a reason for that. If you're really interested on the details, just email me at hey@humanitywins.net, and I'll explain it to you, but you can figure out what's going on. I had to do a channel split, okay? I'm sorry about that. It's very confusing. I have 205 subscribers on the old channel, and we have like 50 something on the new one. For me, it's a little bit disappointing because I feel like I owe myself to both of you. And I would like for some of the subscribers on the older channel to jump into the new channel, which is very easy to find. It's humanitywins.net/BitChute, okay? So it's very easy. The new stuff is /BitChute. The older stuff is /old, okay? So please, if you can, subscribe to both channels. If you're into the new stuff, you wanted to see the old stuff, you might want just to browse the channel and see any episodes you might like. There's a lot of stuff in there about UFOs. I have a very interesting interview with Harald Klaus Vela. I think it's episode 51 and 52. Very interesting stuff. It goes for more than an hour. Whatever subject you are interested in, you might want to check it out because maybe it's there, okay? So I just wanted to interject that because it's something that is affecting me inside, that I had to do this channel split, okay? There's a reason for that. There's a strong reason for that. It's not something that I planned, certainly not something that I wanted. Okay, without further ado, let's check this episode on lucid dreaming. This is from YouTube. As always, I include the link on the show notes. And it's a very well mainstream explanation of what is lucid dreaming. But then I'm going to give you what I feel lucid dreaming is, okay? So let's watch it together.
What if we could control our dreams? When most of us dream, our thoughts and actions are involuntary. The dream plays out as if we were watching a movie. But not all dreams are the same. There is another kind of dreaming called lucid dreaming, which is more like playing a video game than watching a movie.
By definition, lucid dreaming is simply the act of knowing that you're dreaming whilst you're dreaming. My name is Matthew Walker. I am a professor of neuroscience and psychology at the University of California, Berkeley. Most people actually think of lucid dreaming more in the sense of actually beginning to control what you're dreaming. So you gain volitional control and you decide what's going to happen during your dream.
Frequent lucid dreamers claim that they can control many parts of the dream, such as teleporting themselves to another location, learning to improve real-life skills, or even eating fire. It might sound far-fetched, and until recently, we lack the technology to prove if lucid dreaming was real or not. But a series of recent studies has shed light on the phenomenon.
Scientists have designed experiments and they've been able to demonstrate objectively that when people say that they're doing something in their dream, that they actually are.
In 2012, scientists reported results from one of the first experiments that objectively measured lucid dreams using fMRI scanners. fMRIs measure the rate of blood flow to different areas of the brain, so they can relay information about a person's thoughts and actions simply through a series of images. For the study, scientists first asked participants to clench their fists while they were awake. This lit up key areas of the brain on the fMRI scanner. After that, participants were asked to fall asleep and dream about clenching their fists. Sure enough, similar regions of the brain lit up in both cases. Lucid dreaming comes naturally to some, but many of us have never experienced the sensation. However, that doesn't mean it's impossible.
How can we actually become more capable of lucid dreaming? Well, it's a little bit tricky, but you can certainly try to tell yourself that you will remember that you're dreaming whilst you're dreaming before you actually fall asleep. So try to go through a mantra chant, as it were. Some people actually try to do deliberative things whilst they're sleeping, like turning on the lights in a room, and that helps them to become aware that they are dreaming at the moment of dreaming itself, and therefore they gain lucid control.
Those who can already control their dreams with ease say lucid dreams aren't only for entertainment, but can also be used to expand one's conscious boundaries. On the other hand, lucid dreamers have also reported frightening accounts where they have trouble distinguishing reality from the dream. In some cases, this can be a sign of mental illness and should be taken seriously. But why do some people have the ability to lucid dream, but not others? And what is happening in our subconscious that triggers this experience? There's still a lot we have to learn about the causes and effects of lucid dreaming.
It seems to be only around 20 to 30% of the population are actually natural lucid dreamers. So perhaps if it was so beneficial, Mother Nature would have had all of us being capable of lucid dreaming. And the fact that we're not perhaps means that it's not necessarily beneficial, but we actually don't know. Maybe those 20 to 30% of people who do lucid dream are at the forefront of hominid evolution, and they are going to be the next species of preference. We just don't know.
Okay, so I don't mean to belittle the explanations there from the person that appeared in the video, but I think we do a lot of assumptions as humans. The things we don't understand, we make assumptions like Einstein did. That's why I'm not a fan. Einstein really is not even a good scientist. Come on. And he's revered. Some people, I think most of the population, think he's the brightest man to ever exist. Not even close. And he made a lot of assumptions. And that's what we do, for example, because only 20 to 30%, I don't know, first of all, how they came out with that statistic, have the capability of lucid dreaming, then maybe it's not a good thing. No. Actually, when you are doing lucid dreaming, which you are aware and you're controlling the dream state is a state that your senses have gone to idle. Okay, your 5 senses that we know, plus the brain, which I include as a sense because the brain can trick us and can mandate us. Okay, the brain is a tool that responds to you, and when the brain is actually has an agenda of its own and is dictating to you, then something there. I mean, you're really something that is wrong. Okay, so it's good when you are in a sleep state, in a deep sleep state. Actually, you are like in a meditating, but hyper meditating in a way. You really have gone idle, which is the best way to go, because your senses, remember, your senses and your brain are part of your animal. Okay, we are a spirit having an animal experience here on planet Earth. The animal is just a vessel, a physical vessel that allows us to interpret this experience, to really achieve this, be able to traverse this reality. So what happens is, when these senses go to idle, your animal state goes to its minimum state possible. You're still alive, of course, but it's not interfering with your spiritual state. So that's why lucid dreaming is so important and something you must actually embrace, because it allows you to connect to your spiritual state, to the universe in a way. And the message of this episode is there are many, many benevolent messages coming to planet Earth, because we, as you can tell, I'm sure you can tell, I'm completely sure you can tell that we're in a very eventful time of humanity, okay? The system that is controlling you, which I spoke on the previous episode, what I believe is not my opinion, my feeling is this is not a human, this is not a terrestrial or Earth system, this is something from outside that is controlling humanity to profit from humanity, because that's the only obvious reason. Why should they control us if they are not profiting from something? They're profiting from our energy, okay, from our emotions. So this system is actually very desperate right now, because they, as we all do, have the ability to go back and forth on time, but we don't abuse it. Maybe right now you say, I don't even know how to use it. That's fine. You're not supposed to use it at this time. And really that ability, the only possible use is for you to come back to help yourself, okay? Once you achieve the heightened state, your best version of you, an ascended master, then you are allowed to come back and help yourself throughout your experiences, because that's something very important to embrace, that you are going to receive help from yourself. I know that sounds very far-fetched, and I apologize for that, but it's something that really happens. I embraced it. Really, the best ascended master that has come here to help is yourself from the future. You're right there with all the ascended masters you have read in religions, the Prophet Muhammad, Jesus Christ, Jehovah, Buddha, all of them, and many unknown, many that don't have names that you are going to recognize. So you're right there with them in the future, and you are allowed to come back here to planet Earth and other realities to assist yourself. You have to traverse the road, and your future self knows that. But you are going to need help here and there, and it's perfectly fine for you to get a little assistance from your future self, a little reassurance, a little, pat in the back, stuff like that. Okay? So really, lucid dreaming is something that we must embrace. If someone like Wonga Wonga is having that, please embrace it. Please try to achieve it every night. That's why I say sleeping is so important. Deep sleep is so important, because that's when actually your reality goes to idle and your spirit goes to its maximum expression here on Earth. So you might have noticed people that they might see very attached to the reality here, to the physical reality, is because they are a little bit detached from the spiritual side, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. Again, there is no right or wrong here. You might be doing lucid dreaming, astral travels all night, and that's perfect. Every night, that's perfect. There is nothing special with that. And someone might not be even sleeping or sleeping very little. That's perfectly fine. Really, we're all equal. The only thing is we're all in different places as far as these realities. And it's just something I suggest to you, that if it's happening to you especially, please embrace it. Please don't be afraid of it. Because I don't agree with the video that we just saw. That is something to be aware of, and they try to scare you that it's a symptom of mental illness. They don't know. They don't even know what they're talking about. Okay, so that happens all the time with these assumptions we do. Like we have the power to explain everything. No, we have really, our grasp on reality is very small, really. And first of all, your main sense, which is eyesight, you're really only able to see from 380 nanometers to 700 nanometers of wavelength of light. That's, even mainstream science will tell you that's less than 1%, 0.1% of the available light in the universe. So how is that very great? How are you going to be able to traverse this this reality if you only see a very tiny fraction of it. So you must realize there are other things out there that control your reality, that you're a spirit, that the spirit is the boss, the physical vessel is a tool, okay? That's what makes us human. The physical part and the spiritual part, but the physical part has its own agenda. It wants to go on forever. And that's the problem, okay? Because the spirit is gonna go on forever, but the physical part feels left out in a sense that says, I'm gonna go on forever as well. But it's a whole different thing. You cannot go on this body you have right now forever. It's not the plan. You have to experience other things, okay? So I don't want to go long on this. This is a Friday. I want to make it a short one. So let's watch this second video on astral travels. It's very interesting stuff. Yes, it's a mainstream explanation, but it's pretty accurate in a way. And afterwards, I'm going to give you my final thoughts.
In this video, I'm going to tell you how to astral project tonight. And this is especially targeted at beginners. I'm going to give you a 3-step tutorial. And if you've been trying to astral project before, if it's not really worked for you, this is the most effective way I can think of doing it. So stick around and watch the whole video, and I guarantee this will help you to astral project tonight. So the first step is to set your intention and set up your bedroom. It's important that you do this in your bedroom because that's where you have the strongest link to sleep and to other dimensions and realms. It's not usually a room that you use for other things like working or, studying and things like that. So it's important that you do this in your bedroom. So you're going to set your intention right now that you want to astral project tonight and that you will be able to do it easily. Even if you've not been able to do it before, don't let any of that cloud your judgment and your expectation for tonight. Okay, and I know this is easier said than done, but just try and really believe that you will be able to do it tonight and that nothing will be able to stop you from doing that. The intention is really important here. And then when I say set up your bedroom, I mean make sure that there are no distracting noises, annoying lights, or things that are going to interrupt yourself when you do this technique. The second step is to set your alarm for a certain time and to plan the technique you're going to use. And let me explain very quickly what I mean by that. So set your alarm for between 3 and 5 a.m. in the morning. I know this is early, but trust me, this is the best time to do it. And it's much easier to do it during these hours than any other time that you can try it. So set your alarm for that time and try and use a soft alarm tone, not something that's going to wake you up too vividly. You just want to be kind of half asleep, half awake when you do this. And you need to now plan your technique. So the technique we're going to use is just a really basic astral projection technique that's going to let you astral project tonight. And so what you need to do is just to, when the alarm goes off, lay back in your bed, lay on your back, not your side, okay? Put your arms by your side, relax all of your muscles, completely relax everything. Don't move, just focus on your breath. And after a while, what will happen is, especially if you're not moving anything, and there's no exceptions to this, you really can't move a muscle, okay? And we hold a lot of tension in our neck, throat, and back without realizing, so make sure to relax those areas. What will happen after about 10 minutes or so is that you will start to feel a tingling or a vibration going across your entire body. When this happens, or I should say really as this is happening during this vibration stage, you need to focus on your intention. Really tell yourself that you will astral project. Expect that it's going to happen, almost to the point where you believe it so strongly that you're not wondering whether it's going to happen or not. Instead, you're just planning what you're going to do when you actually do project, because you will. So you really need to plan and expect it to happen in that way. That's really important with this. Now, before I tell you the kind of next step, the third step, which is probably the most important, I want to make sure that you subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. This really does help not only you to learn more about astral projection, but it also subconsciously tells yourself that you're committing to astral projecting, and this is something you're going to take seriously. If you're just browsing around and not really committing to a channel or paying any attention or taking any actions that affirm what you want to do, it's going to be a lot harder. So make sure to subscribe and to also scroll down and leave a comment saying what you're going to try when you astral project. Okay, so the third step that you need to follow to astral project tonight is to just wake up when the alarm goes off and to project. Now the alarm will go off between 3 and 5 a.m. Probably 4 to 4:30 a.m. is the best time for most people, assuming that you normally wake up at 8 or 8:30 in the morning. So the alarm will go off. Try and turn the alarm off without getting too much blue light in your eyes. So turn your phone screen brightness down. Ideally, make sure that your phone is on night mode before you go to bed. Turn the alarm off, lay on your back, and then follow this technique or the step that I explained in step 2. But as you do this, like I said, set a really strong intention to project and focus on what you're going to do. And then the last part of step 3 is just to actually project. You will be able to astral project using this technique. It should happen tonight. And of course, there are more things you should probably be aware of. So check out my channel for more tutorials and warnings, and just to kind of get a bit more of a background about how this is going to happen and what you're going to do when you actually astral project. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications.
Okay, so I think it was a pretty good explanation on astral travels, astral projection, as the gentleman in the video calls it. I do believe things are not as structured as he explains it. These things do happen organically. So there's people that don't do anything about it. They don't set an alarm or stuff like that, and it happens to them. So for me, it's much simpler than that. I mean, you just need to embrace it. You just need to ask for it. You just need to be part of it. Because you see, there's a law in the universe that is called the law of non-interference. That means that if a being wants to be left alone, the universe is gonna leave it alone. Of course, you can say, I want to be left alone and someone is interfering with me. Yes, that particular being is violating the law. And that happens with criminals, and that happens with government, and that happens with everyone that doesn't leave us alone. But if you want to be left alone, the universe, I mean, these energies, these messages, these very important messages that are coming right now, that are very benevolent. There's nothing wrong about them. Really, I don't find anything wrong. The message is discover yourself. Discover that you are not this minute being you think you are. You're this incredible, huge, strong being. Please discover yourself for the sake of humanity, okay? You might think I'm exaggerating or I'm really, making the point bigger. No. Really, it's very important you go into this. And I'm very happy that, for example, Wonga and some others that I've seen, they're going into this process. And it's very, maybe it's a little bit unconscious for them at the time. They're not aware of what is happening. They're going to be aware. So things that could happen to you is you wake up one day in the morning and you're going to figure many things out. And you're not going to understand, because if you make it go through your brain, you're going to say, how did I get this knowledge, this wisdom? Because more than knowledge is wisdom, okay? It's a different thing, completely different. Usually wisdom is something you don't understand, okay? If you know something for sure, but if you make it go through your brain and it doesn't check out, the equation doesn't pan out, then it's probably wisdom, okay? So you might say this is all employed by the system, so we don't think anymore. We don't make things go through our brain anymore, so we're weak. Everyone has an opinion, okay? I mean, I've been called everything you can imagine. Satan, son of Satan, spawn of Satan, Freemason, that I'm being paid for this stuff. I wish there was a check somewhere that that I have an agenda, that this is ego-driven. No, I just feel very strong about this, and I thank Wonga because he made me think a lot that this is coming to a lot of people, but maybe they're not understanding it. And the only message I can give to you, please embrace it. And what do I mean with embracing? Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, because this is coming from somewhere. We have friends out there. They're in that universe that supposedly doesn't exist. We have friends, but they cannot interfere directly. If they could, really, thousands of years ago, humanity would have been in a different place. But they cannot interfere because they do respect the laws of the universe, that this has to play out. And the final message is humanity can only be saved by humanity itself, okay? There's no savior coming. There's no one coming. I'm sorry about that. There's no one coming, because we have to figure things out. We're getting help from outside beings, benevolent beings, through these messages in your dreams, messages, signs, breadcrumbs you might be receiving through your daily life. And the only thing is, my suggestion, please, I cannot do more, because really you have to awaken yourself, is please embrace this. Please embrace this. Don't be afraid. You're not going, you're not losing your mind. You're not going mad, nothing like that. Actually, quite the contrary. You are understanding that humanity is at a very, very eventful point in its history, and we have to save ourselves. So peacefully, benevolently, we get rid of the system that the intention is they suppress us so they can actually harvest us. It's that in a nutshell, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this video. I have included Wonga's channel on the show notes. Please be sure to go there. If you like it, please subscribe. That's up to you. And if everything is okay, I shall see you back on Monday. Please enjoy your weekend. If you want to enjoy it alone, that's perfectly fine. My personal suggestion, please enjoy it with family and friends if you can. And if you have any issue with any family or any friend, please don't allow pride to come between you. Please, you can patch things up. At least try, okay? So have a great weekend. And if everything is okay, I shall see you back on Monday. Take care. Thank you for making it to this part of the video. This is my favorite part. This is where I suggest to you that you discover yourself. You are not what you have been groomed to believe. You are this incredible being without limits that has eternal life, amazing strength, infinite wisdom, and a big, beautiful heart. All your limits are always self-imposed. Your best version in this reality is inside you. Your only mission on this life is to become a beacon of love and guidance. This version is ready to be discovered today. How do you discover yourself? The discovery process is a personal one. No one can do it for you. Dedicate 5 minutes a day to talk to yourself and the universe. Request to be connected and ask, who am I? Where do I come from? You will start getting signs, breadcrumbs, and signals. You will notice how your notions about those realities start disappearing. No more hierarchies, no more competition, no more complaining, no more depending on others. Discovering yourself equals to breaking your matrix. Your self-imposed limits will fall, and you will be ready to serve humanity and help break this spell and deception on us. But you must be patient to allow others to wake up at their time through their own free will. That will be really soon, you will see, and that will start a new world. As you work towards your best version, you will notice how all emotions don't serve you anymore. Hate, fear, rage, pride, loss, envy, violence, justice, true violence, judgment of others, and other emotions will disappear from your mind and heart. You will understand those emotions serve only the evildoers and are not you. Please try to be understanding of others that don't think or feel like you. Everyone has a process. No one is right or wrong. We're all just different. Don't be concerned about being right, ever. Don't allow pride preventing you from patching things up with family and friends. It is very important you enjoy this life with your loved ones. Put in the work to patch things up and leave it to others to decide. Please relax and enjoy life. When everyone breaks their own matrix, humanity through our community consciousness will break the final spell. The new world will start and everything will gradually fall. Governments, hierarchies, and the medical and financial system will go from scarcity to abundance for all. Thank you very much for watching. Please share this episode. If you have any comments or suggestions, please use the comment section below. For private questions, conversations, and if you would like to appear on the show, please email me at hey@humanitywins.net. Please be sure to check out our friends from Waking the Future and their awaken-attire.com shop. They gave me my first opportunity to speak about this and I will be forever grateful. Link to their channel and shop on the show notes. Thank you again. Please don't forget to visit our website www.humanitywins.net. By giving me your time, you honor me. Have a very, very, very nice day.